waiting for YouTube. I know we're live on StreamYard.
And according to my end, you are live.
Okay, great. All right. Welcome, live from the crossroads of America. A 1 hour talk show, or 1 hour, that's what it used to be, but a talk show about guns, politics, or anything else that crosses my mind. We'll answer questions from the audience. Just put them in the chat or email me at Rickslifeasiseeit at gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. Of course, we're broadcasting on YouTube, and I had to use StreamYard today because GunTube Chambers is down. So back on to at least I got this as a backup. So also I got a Patreon page. The information's below on the YouTube, plus it's on the screen right now. And what I was going to say, I forgot what I was going to say. Damn it! But anyway, we got John Brown Productions in the room. Jason Stewart. Must be a slow Saturday. You know. Oh, another thing I was going to mention. You hear everybody this morning going how goddamn cold it is, right? I mean, we're at 80 degrees today still. You know, we had no cold front. Temperatures dropped, but not that much. What's it like there in New York, blind shooter?
Right now it's 54, but when I was doing a 6-mile training run this morning, it was 40 degrees.
Damn. That cold front did come down, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I forgot to introduce you to the panel. Our panel so far is blind shooter. What more do we need? You know?
Check for $1 million would be nice.
Yes. Okay, we got Midnight Range in the house. Rich White. Raphael is in there too. Oh, we'll see who else shows up. Black Cat Outdoors has joined us. I started watching your chat this morning, but I got waylaid, so I didn't get it. But that lady, Vanessa King, was there. But that lady you have on from Hold My Guns, I've seen her in a couple of your chats. She's pretty good. So, I can't remember her name. Melissa, was it? Have you seen that lady, blind shooter?
No, I haven't gotten a chance to. Is she any good?
Anyway, today's news or this week's news. I mean, where in the hell do we start, blind shooter? You know?
I mean, you could address the elephant in the room, which we all know what that one is.
What, the impeachment?
Of course.
Yes. Now, I don't believe it's going anywhere. Unless I'm watching the wrong channels. You know? Because I don't see what they're accusing him of. I don't see it in that telephone call that he released. So, you know, then we find out that Shifty Shift his office had contact with the whistleblower before he filed the whistleblower claim, which is not allowed. So I don't, you know, it sounds really, really strange.
It does sound strange, and like I've always said, if anything's going to happen, those that are involved are going to end up resigning so they don't get into any more trouble than what they already could possibly be getting into. And then as far as Trump goes, if he did anything wrong, like let's put the whole Ukraine thing aside, if anyone said something they weren't supposed to, would they be dumb enough to release the transcript of that? No, they'd be keeping it as private as possible. But for him to actually release his transcripts, he's showing the world that, hey, I didn't do anything wrong. Feel free to look at it.
Yeah, but I mean, the only problem is there's a little paragraph at the bottom of the page, you know, that says this is, it's not word for word. It's the way the people who listen to phone calls, how they write it, how they transcribe it. right? So I heard somewhere, well, they're saying the part that they need is missing. He didn't release that part, you know? So I don't know. I don't think I don't, as you said, I don't think he did anything. What it is, they're just trying to take the heat off of Creepy Joe.
They're going to nitpick every last thing he does up until the election, which is why I've told everyone, don't be surprised if you see another mass shooting conveniently.
Conspiracy theory, huh? But I wouldn't. I mean, I tell you what, the way things when things are going like this, somehow one of those always happens.
Of course.
You know?
But it's also like the media will portray all the negative things about him. They won't mention anything that he's doing that's good. And I'll put the question out to everyone in the chat now, too. Besides myself, has anyone seen the story of Trump signing the executive order that releases, or allocates, I'm not sure which would be the better word to go with, over $1 million for autism research and funding?
No.
Exactly. But he did it. Obama didn't do it.
Oh yeah, he's done a lot of stuff like that nobody pays attention to. It doesn't. I mean, they just don't like him. They never have since he's decided to run. I mean, since it was getting close that it looked like he was going to be the nominee for the Republican Party, they had already decided if by some ungodly chance he won the election, they were going to get him. And he won, and that's all they've been doing since day one is getting him. You know? So, I tell you what, he's got to, I mean, well, the way they keep bombarding him, he's got to be under a lot of pressure. You know?
Oh, definitely.
All this stuff coming down, and plus he's having to be extra careful what he says, what he does, you know, because they'll jump on it.
That's what I said. I mean, Trump could walk across the Atlantic Ocean tomorrow morning, and they'd say, you know, oh, he's afraid to swim, or, you know, he's a cheapskate, he won't take a boat.
Yeah. But I think now, I mean, what they're accusing him of, I mean, I saw the clip on TV where Joe Biden said, "Oh yeah," he said, "I told the guy to fire that guy if he wanted his $1 billion, and if he doesn't fire him, he doesn't get his $1 billion." We heard him say it, you know, but they're trying to blow that off as it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and notice how it didn't make mainstream media. You're not hearing about that one.
Yeah. Oh, I just got notification that I'm live.
Is Bernie Sanders still in the race? I heard he had a heart attack or something.
Yes, they finally admitted he had a heart attack. He hasn't, from what I understand, he hasn't officially quit the race yet, but all his events and everything else for the foreseeable future have been canceled.
Because wasn't he the one that Trump said he's the most worried about going up against?
Yeah, I think so. You know, now I mean, but the problem is, it looks like if Biden gets shot down because of what's going on, and you get what's her name, Pocahontas, what do you call her, the Indian lady, you know, she is she's extreme.
She's extreme, and I think if it comes down between her and Trump, she'll win because you'll get so many of the feminists out there saying, "Oh, well, it's time for women to be president instead of the male chauvinist pig."
Yeah. Oh, what's called it? Jason Stewart in the room, real quick. I'll just letting Kingpin in. Hey, Kingpin, good to see you. I don't know if he can hear us or he's there or what's going on, but
What's happening, Rick? How you doing, boys? What's everybody?
Hey, Kingpin.
good to see you. Yeah, as I was just about to say, Jason Stewart in the chat said, I haven't heard this, but I don't know if you have. Did you hear Hillary tweeted that the 18th century Constitution needs to meet a 21st century paper shredder? Can you believe that shit?
Coming from the Clinton family, it doesn't surprise me one bit. Like I said, if she ever got elected president, the Constitution would cease to exist.
Yeah, well, here, this is a rumor I did hear, and Patrick just stated in here. Hillary Clinton is about to make her triumph return to the presidential race. Honestly, I do. I honestly think she's going to throw her hat back in.
I mean, I feel wrong for saying it, but I mean, is the woman retarded? That does she not realize that nobody likes her?
I think
kind of feel bad for her.
I think she reckons she'll get it this time because everybody hates Trump. You know?
I think if she tosses her hat in the ring, everyone's going to jump on the whole Epstein suicide. Conveniently, camera's not working.
Well, I know Trump will.
That's the one thing I like about the Trump administration. You can snitch on Trump, you won't end up committing suicide. You snitch on the Clintons, you'll get murdered.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So that's why I'm reading the chat there. Yeah. So if she jumps back in, it's it's a fiasco now. It'll be even worse. You know, and really, I think the Democrat voter will say, hell yeah. You know, which I think because they think she might be able to do it this time. You know,
like I said, I mean, every election up until the president one, regardless if it's the minor ones or a major political seat, all Republicans need to get out and vote. I don't care if you got to go home late from work or school, leave early for work or school, sacrifice your lunch break. You got to get out and vote. Like, the Constitution depends on it.
It does. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't. Sometimes, I read the news and I look at it on TV and I shake my head thinking, oh my God. I mean, it gets depressing. You know, oh, we lost blind shooter. Oh, damn. So, hang on. I'm going to do what Black Cat did this morning. I am going to put the link in the chat room. If anybody wants to join in. So, don't forget, you can only get 6 people in here.
And GunTube is Jitsi app still works if you wanted to still use the quote unquote chamber, but GunTube is down for maintenance right now. My church's doing a bunch of work on it and stuff like that, but the Jitsi apps thing still works.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Okay. But I didn't know that. That's why I went on to here. You know, because I emailed Night Strike asking what was going on. You know, he said, "Well, he said I said it on YouTube or no on Facebook and Twitter." Well, I don't follow him on Facebook and Twitter. You know.
Yeah, I don't find if you put something on Facebook, I'll never know about it. Same thing with Twitter.
Yeah, same here. You know. Yeah, gun website says it's being upgraded. So there we go. All right. Next thing I was going to talk to Blind Shooter. Hope he comes back. Is my next thing I was going to talk about is the Supreme Court. I mean, they're under pressure from the left. I hope they don't cave, and vote the way that the left wants them to on their, on these cases that are coming up, especially the Second Amendment and that. What's really got them all fired up now is that abortion case they picked up. What was it, Friday?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. If the I don't know, you will be able to. I think if they do bow, is that the correct word, to political pressure, then you might as well kiss the Supreme Court goodbye. You know what I'm saying? It will never be what it's meant to be. They're all. I mean, it's another one of those left tactics. They're all bent out of shape because right now it's leaning 5-4 towards the right, even though it's not meant to. But personally, myself, that is it. Roberts, he's wishy-washy anyway. He could go in, he could lean any direction. Depends who puts pressure on him, I feel. And of course, the Democrats brought it up in this last little thing about Supreme Court, and they need to get their house in order. Like that, they need to impeach Kavanaugh still a year after he's been done in there.
Yeah, impeach him for another lie that somebody made up about him.
Yeah. Well, what I find really, really upsetting, it really starts getting me insane. That's why I try not to watch too much news nowadays. Blind Shooter's back.
See, I talk about the Clintons and I get kicked off the internet.
That's right. That's what I thought. I thought they got you.
Is my camera on or off?
Supreme Court now. If they, I don't know. They, Ginsburg, I think that's what they're scared about too, is she can't last another 4 years. We don't know if she's going to last another year yet. You know what I'm saying? And that would give Trump another thing, and that's what they don't want more than anything. That's why they want to. They want the Supreme Court get their house in order. They know what's good for them or whatever. Goddamn, threatening the Supreme Court. Who in the fuck do they think they are? Excuse my language. So I don't know. It's anyway. What I like though is they haven't said they're going to pick it up yet, but Massachusetts has got a cert sitting there, waiting for them to say yay or nay too. And that one is a big one. That's on. It's against the Massachusetts governor. Because what she blindly said was the assault weapons ban, or the type of weapon that Massachusetts was allowed to buy. She doesn't read it that way. It's a total ban. So all assault weapons, as what they call assault weapons, which is the, AR-15 or AK variant, or they look scary, are banned in Massachusetts. I think that's what they said in Massachusetts. And she said she's not. People who own them now, they can still have them, but they can be arrested at any time for having them if they're not grandfathered in. I can't remember exactly how she worded it, but basically they're felons in waiting.
This is what happens when you create a registry.
Yeah, but I mean, if that one that's a hot one. I mean, I hope they don't. I said I hope they don't cave to the pressure and they pick it up, because that will blow all the other states and their assault weapon bans. You know, if they vote in favor that it's illegal to do that. Because what they're saying is it goes against the Heller decision, because it's proven that the AR-15 is what's the word they use? In common use in the United States, you know, and that falls under that category. So I don't know. It's a crazy, crazy world out there today. You know, and of course, then you had the stabbing in France. You know, then the way they stopped the stabber was shooting. You know, so as we were saying before we went live, if somebody wants to do it, they can do it.
Well, it's like here in New York this morning, we had 5 people killed by a blunt force object.
Oh yeah,
yeah. All 5 people were homeless, so they don't know like what the motive was. But apparently, this guy just went crazy and killed 5 homeless people.
Yeah, I heard about that this morning. They said that they believe that the assaultant, the person that did all the beatings, was a homeless person as well. It's one of the reasons they're having such a hard time tracking him down.
yeah. Oh, geez. I mean, yeah, well, I said it's a crazy world. I mean, New York's got its homeless. California, you know, San Francisco, Los Angeles have got their homeless now. I mean, they've always had them, but it's getting out of control now. You know, I wonder how much they're paying in California for those guys to go around and pick up human waste. I mean,
is that really a job you want, though?
Well, if it pays good, you know, has to be worth my while to do it. You know, Echo and the Bunny Man said that the Supreme Court Justice lady, that's Ginsburg, I think you're talking about, looks like she died yesterday. Did you guys see the video of her in a wheelchair just recently? Yeah, she just got over another operation for the cancer she supposedly doesn't have.
If you go back and watch some of the
I think they're conveniently being, very tight-lipped about what treatment she is going under and like what she does have, because they figure if they actually do say, she has A, B, and C, then everyone's going to jump on it and be like, okay, next one in.
If you go back and watch some of the old State of the Union addresses, like even before Trump, when they show the Supreme Court, they're sitting in the front row. Ginsburg has either been sleeping or passed out for a lot longer than Trump's been in presidency.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's a lifetime appointment, But normally, what happens is they finally realize they're too old and they resign. They resign gracefully and go about, live in retirement somewhere. But not her, So, yeah, I see. That's what everybody's scared about. If she goes, who's he going to put in there?
If he was smart, he'd put a woman in.
Well, yeah. The next one in line, I can't think of her name, but on his list of 20 he had, I think after the Gorsuch and Kavanaugh was a woman. I can't think what her name is. And I think she'll be the next one. But whoever he chooses, the Senate is going to make up all the kinds of dirt as they can on her.
Of course, they're going to say she slept with like little boys and everything.
Yeah. Oh, change the topic slightly. Let's go back to the 2A. Right? The cause, or whatever you want to call it. Now, back in the day when Charlton Heston said, get them from my cold dead hands. Is that really helping us or hindering us? That actual statement. What do you think?
I mean, I can see it both ways, really. I mean, at one point, it's trying to wake up the masses that are laying low and not wanting to get involved. But on the other hand, it's giving into the Democratic side where they can easily spin that to say, well, the 2A side, they're looking for a fight. They're not willing to compromise with us. They'll kill us before we take anything from them, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. What do you think, Kingpin?
I kind of see it in both ways. I agree with Blind Shooter where he says it's a good rallying cry for the base, but it's also a good way to say, look at those blood savage murderers over there that are willing to kill people over the things that they believe in. So it could easily be used against us, and I'm sure it's been used against us since the first time he said it. But so it all depends on the ears that it goes into. If you're diehard against firearms, you're going to say that they're bloodthirsty psychopaths who will kill you if you try to take their gun. And if you're on that side of things, then you're like, heck yeah, you're not going to take my rights and my freedom away from me. You're going to I'm not just going to give it to you. You're going to have to come and take it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all right. Gun Websites is talking to me in the chat about the rally in Washington. What, from here? I can only get there in, 2 days? An overnight drive, long drive, one day overnight, then be there the next day. Because it ain't that far, really. But, yeah, as I said, I got to check out my finances, see if I can do it. I'm thinking I might take that trip, that free trip around Maryland that's been offered. Hit all the high spots.
Hey, you'll get the bonus package, Rick, because you'll be the first one to sign up.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, Roosted Films said, we aren't the ones making the threat. We are saying we will die to protect it. Well, we lost Blind Shooter again. So 4 days, really. I'm reading what Gun Website says. Right, I mean, from Indiana here, I just got to drive practically almost in a straight line. A straight line east to get there. So, yeah. I mean, you're just down the road from it, ain't you, Kingpin, where the rally's going to be?
Yeah, if I had a clean drive, it'd probably take me 45 minutes to an hour. With pretty standard traffic around here, it's about a hour and a half drive. It's bad traffic, 2 hours.
Oh, okay. All right. So, you going? You going to the rally, Kingpin?
Oh no, I hate guns. Screw you and your freedom.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I'll definitely be there, no doubt. I'm gonna try to get there super early. That way I can try to meet as many people as I can.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think this one, I don't know why this one is gaining so much traction, and it's been tried before, and these other little state rallies, have been struggling. Why? I mean, is it because of what's happening now, or what? Why all of a sudden they would say, let's go to the Capitol? Why didn't they do this, 2 years ago? Why didn't they do this when Trump was doing his bump stock ban? I mean, it's only because it's got so bad, everybody's finally waking up. Oh, Rich White says, I want to go to the rally, but finding a ride there isn't proven easy. You're in West Virginia, aren't you, Rich? If I remember correctly. No, I think he's West Virginia. Well, he used to be.
Yeah, he's in West Virginia.
Yeah, yeah. He's down there with all the Bigfoots and all the other monsters you see on TV. You know? Yeah. So, yeah. Well, I mean, is it West Virginia that has? Who has the Mothman? Is that West Virginia?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that sounds about right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, oh, anyway, look, we're halfway through. So let me do my quiz. Now, last week, the week before, the winner said keep the prize and give it to the next one, so you get a double one. So you got the entries. They got the hook and brush set. Then we got some rim oil. Then we got a Pro Gun as F. I'm not going to say the word. I've already said it once today. I didn't mean to. And the same thing with the key ring. Plus a bunch of stickers. My one, of course. And some other ones in here. That's the prize. And I'll pack it all back in there. I got to do that later because I got to go to the post office on Monday and send all. So I got some packages behind me here. I don't know if you can see them that have to go to the post office. So, okay, the question was when John Gardner, is that how you pronounce it, was asked to write a new series of James Bond continuous novels, one of the first things he decided was to update Bond's trusty Walter PPK. After 3 different guns, he settled on after the novel Icebreaker was the ASP, was a custom-made handgun designed and built by Paris Theodore, owner of Seven Trees Limited, a custom gun leather shop in New York City. And that was from the early 70s to 87. The ASP was based on the Smith & Wesson Model 39 pistol. That was the answer I had. So, okay, now we had a couple of wrong answers. And when I made my mistake last week, people rewrote in and gave me the right answer. So I deleted the wrong answers you sent in. But I still had a couple of wrong answers. You know? So, where am I going here? I lost my page. Oh, my random picker. Let's hit it. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4. We just had 5 entries that made it. I think I had 7. God damn it. I had 7 entries altogether, but only 5 were correct. So let me hit my number here. Here, hit the draw button. And who is the winner? John Brown Productions is the winner. He got it right. So I believe he's in the chat. He was earlier. So John Brown Productions, you are the winner of the double pack here. Congratulations. Yeah. So for this week's question, I got stuff from Alan Anchor to give away, stuff from Squiblo to give away. I mean, I got some patches here. Got mine. I got these other big patches here. I even threw in some guitar picks. I was given a whole bag of them. So I thought I'd throw them in there too. I don't know why. I just thought I would. You know, might come in handy as a defensive weapon between your fingers when you get into a fight. Got a couple of patches here. And I got one of those Pro Gun as F bands. That's the prize for this week. What happened here? Okay. All right. And the question for this week is, all right. It's to do with France. I know I badmouth France a lot.
So the answer is it sucks.
Yeah, well, I mean, France is a beautiful country. The French weren't there, but that's beside the point. I think that's my English blood because, we didn't like the French that much. Okay, the French National Police and I don't know how you pronounce it, the Grenadier National in 2003, both agencies made the biggest small arms contract since the Second World War for about 250,000 handguns. I want to know the make and model, what they got. So I want to know what the two French police agencies use as their main firearm, make, model, and all that good stuff. Email me at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. So there we go. That's a good one for you guys. So there we go. Okay, back to what happened to Blind Shooter never made it back, huh? Oh, well. John Brown Productions, you're the winner. So I think I got you better send me your mailing address again, just in case. Raphael says France is full of Nancy boys. Yeah, you ain't far wrong there. Yeah. France, I've been to France a few times, and it's just, I don't know. Ugh. But anyway. Actually, I preferred I lived in France when I was a small boy. Also, I was going over there for vacations and stuff. Growing up in England, I actually lived there as a small boy in France before the French kicked the American military out of their country. Because my father was stationed there in the military. So that was back in the early '60s, I think. So I wasn't that old, but I remember it. And I didn't like it then, and I still don't. So there we go. I think the best place, well, I wouldn't say, I lost my page here. Let me go back. In my youth, in my holiday vacations I used to go on, I think the best one that I went on was when I went to Morocco. I went to Tangier, spent a week living on the beach. Got sunburnt, got drunk all the time. Amazing I didn't get goddamn killed down in the Casbah down in Tangiers. Oh man, I was only about 19, 20 then, so that was a hell of a time.
Since you're talking about your exotic vacations, I do have to ask you a pertinent question. Do you have any private water features on your property?
No, why?
Well, it's just kind of a rich thing, and I was wondering,
Oh, no, I don't.
Very
No,
filthy rich people that we know have private water features on their property.
yeah.
And
Well, but mind you, back in the day when I was doing that, we did have a swimming pool in the backyard.
it goes without saying, every filthy rich person's got private water features. Obnoxious.
Yeah. So, anyway, that was a fun vacation. So, what little I remember about it. So anyway, let's carry on. We only got 15 minutes left. So, what else is happening? Anything happening in the news that caught your eye, Kingpin?
Yeah, I don't really know a whole lot about it, but apparently in San Francisco, a judge kind of pushed back against the whole NRA is a terrorist group. They said that the city council was still allowed to call them a terrorist group, but they couldn't discriminate against them, through the banking system and businesses and all that kind of stuff. So that was pretty decent.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, people shouldn't be penalized, especially for government contracts, just because they're a member. You know what? They're a member of the NRA. Now, we can talk about the NRA if you want to. I don't know. They, from what I've been reading and listening to, they seem to, I don't know, are they oblivious to what people are thinking? Because I mean, it seems to me they're just going on as normal. I'm still getting all the junk mail asking for more money. Because I'm still a paid up member until February. So, Oh, G Web says meat cut of the week. Yeah. Oh, for a water feature, Black Cat Outdoors wants to know, does a storm drain count? Meat cut of the week. Jesus. I tell you what a good cut of meat is, and people underestimate it. Not all stores will sell it. Everybody knows what a ribeye is, but on the end of the chuck, where the rib is split away from the chuck, then you have your big old rib for your ribeye, and you have the chuck. But where it's split, there is about a 2-inch piece on the chuck. You cut that off and cut it into two 1-inch steaks, and they're chuck eyes. I tell you what, they're half the prices of a ribeye, but taste just as good. Because basically that's what it is. Because if the butcher had moved his knife over and instead of cutting 7 ribs on the rib, because that's how many's on there, went over to 8, he'd be selling it as a ribeye. So if you don't see it, you ought to ask your butcher, does he have any chuck eyes? So there you go. There's your cut of the week. Ask for chuck eyes. So it makes a damn good piece of steak, I'm telling you. Bit of salt. All you need is a bit of salt and pepper on there. You don't need a bunch of fancy stuff, and just throw it on the grill. I like my meat medium rare, personally. I'm not one of these, cut its horns off, wipe its ass, and throw it on a plate type guys. Got to have some cooking to it. Oh, G-Web says, cool, thanks, Rick. Yeah, no problem. I mean, I said the chuck eye should be about half the price of a ribeye. But that is, I have to think of another one for next week. Okay, because there is some good pieces of meat on the animal that people don't realize how tender it really is. So.
You ever eaten the cheek on a pig?
Only as in cut up and put in the sausage.
Okay, I hear it. You see a bunch of those cooking shows that talk about the cheek of the pig is like the best tasting part, but I've never had it unless, like you said, it's mixed in with sausage.
Yeah, so I mean, because throwing out pig's heads, we just take them off. All we used to do is bone them out and throw them in the sausage. Sausage meat. That's what we did with them. Mind you, what we used to do with them, I think I told this story before. We used to, when we were boning out the pig's heads, we would cut out the eyeballs. And pig's eyes are blue, by the way. All pig's eyes are blue. And we would take the pig's eye, and we'd get some film wrap it around the eye for skin tight. Then when the girls used to walk into the store, we used to say, "Look at this," and we used to pop it in our mouth. But Or the other one was one of the favorite ones was once we took the eye out and it comes out and it's all sticky. We used to throw it on the wall and we used to bet which one would get down to the bottom of the floor first. We used to do racing with them. So that was back in the day when a meat guy was a meat guy. So I'm just wasting time here talking about that. I remember doing shit like that. So yeah, because when we used to get them in pigs, we had to split them. They came in whole. They're all ready to go. I mean, they've been split up the inside. All the innards are removed, but then we had to split them. I mean, used to take a big old. I used to take a big old steak knife. I still got it actually in the kitchen here. The knife I used to use, and the cleaver I used to use. I still got both of them. But you grab hold of one of its legs, it's hanging up on a hook on the other. You split it down through the tailbone with a steak knife, a real heavy one. You can do it till it gets down there, and basically you split it down there until it actually breaks through the cartilage. Then you take a hook on the other leg, split it up, and hang it on another hook for it split up in a Y. Then you take the cleaver and then split it down the backbone all the way down till you get to the head. You either take the head off whole or you split the head in half. That's how we used to do it back in the day. It was a rough business back then. It was rough. Today, everything comes in a box in big giant primals. A lot of people, a lot of people don't know how to, don't know. If they had a hanging beef in front of them, a forequarter or a hind quarter in front of them, they wouldn't know what in the hell to do with it.
Yeah, G-Webs has got a pretty good one out there. He said you should do some reviews of the knives that you use and what they're specifically used for or best at.
Oh, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Yeah. I mean, I still have my meat knives, and I got my stills too. What I love is watching people steal a knife. I mean, most people, 99% of people do it wrong. Another thing too is, for anybody should know this, I don't know if I can show this on where's the camera? Most people, when they hold a steel by the handle, to sharpen their knife, they'll grip it like this, right? With their thumb on one side of the handle, right? But what you're doing is you got like an artery vein right there between your thumb and your finger. So what you should do is put your thumb over it like this when you're sharpening your knife. Because if the knife slips off the steel and hits your thumb, yeah, you're going to cut your thumb and bleed, but you're not going to hit that artery in your hand. That's a little tidbit for anybody there, especially Midnight Range. I'm sure he uses a steel,
Yeah, but he doesn't need a knife. He just needs one of those big wooden spoons to stir the pancake and waffle batter.
Yeah. So anyway, all right, we're almost out of time here. So you got anything else you want to talk about? Oh, what I do want to talk about was I won a prize off of Patriot in the Dark for one of his things he did a couple of weeks ago. And what he did instead, since I was the only one that entered, right, he sent me, I need, because I got the 380 now. He sent, and I got to get the dice set to make my own bullets, reloading. Basically, what he did was he paid for 95% of the price of the dice. That was my price, which I thought was very nice of him. I just had to make up the difference. So, just wanted to say thank you to Miles for that. So. Oh, he just sent me an email. He must be in the chat or he's listening to it. He just sent me the answer to next week's quiz. So, anyway, I want to say thank you for everybody who participates by sending me stuff to give away on my little quizzes. If you guys got any questions that I could use for the quiz, send them in to me. If you got any questions you want asked or discussed, a topic, send them in to me. Same with this show, and same with the Wednesday night Shooting with Disabilities show I do. Send me stuff. I mean, I know Black Cat said the same thing the other day. You know, help us out. Send us stuff. I got a whole bunch of stuff a couple of weeks ago from G-Webs, which worked out great. You know, so I mean, you don't have to send me a whole bunch. Just send me one question or one thing. You know, anything helps. If I can get ahead of the game. I don't mind researching, looking this stuff up, but it just helps to have some there in the back just in case, I'm not doing very good finding anything. So
plus the quizzes are always a really good thing for engagement. It gives people not necessarily homework, but something fun to go check out, and then send you 15 emails with the wrong answer, and then finally send you the right answer when they decide to stop, busting your balls about it. There's all kinds of engagement involved. I think the quizzes are pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah, I like doing them. I like doing the quizzes. What I do is I start thinking about it on Wednesday when I do the show. I start thinking about what in the hell can I ask this time, and then I start researching stuff on the internet, and I normally come up with it. I ain't guaranteeing the internet's the correct answer, but that's what I use for my answer. Get my question and answer from there. So, all right, I'm going to call it quits. And actually, I think I'm going to go fire up the grill this afternoon because I know the rest of the country's freezing, but it's still 80 degrees here in southern Indiana. And I think, hang on, where's my my weather thing? Let's have a look. Okay, it's 82 degrees today, right? It's 82 degrees right now. Tomorrow is going to be high. Oh, okay, I see the cold front's coming. Tomorrow is going to be 74. Then Monday's going to be 69. Then we're back up in the high 70s. Next weekend, it starts dropping down. So, see, that's what happens when you live further south than everybody else, I guess. Oh. Okay, that's it. I want to say thank you for everybody for being here. I really do appreciate it. Keep sending in your answers to my quizzes. So or send me in questions you want answered or questions you want asked in the chat. Do all that. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not. It all helps with the analytics. Is that how you pronounce it? With YouTube. So I'm going to say so long. Oh, let me Kingpin. You got any closing plugs or anything? Shout outs?
Yeah, check out Uncle Jim tonight. It does his hat chat on Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. Usually talks about a lot of reloading and ammunition centric stuff. So if you're looking for a live show to watch, check Uncle Jim's channel on YouTube at roughly 8:30 Eastern.
Uncle Jim's.
Yeah, a lot of people out in the chat probably already know him, but some people might not.
I don't, so that's why I'm writing it down. I'll check out his channel. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, and oh God, I've forgotten his name. The winner of Bloke's thing. Congratulations to him. Can't think of his name right now.
Kinky Sphincter.
That's it. Yeah, congratulations to him for winning that.
Yeah, and thank you to everybody who got involved in that. I know I think Bloke said that they raised $3,000, and that's roughly the vast majority of that money came from quote unquote us, the gun channels community. And So thank you to everyone who made a video. Midnight really put a lot of effort in there. So thank you for everybody who got involved in that. And you know, if you're still interested in helping out, I'm sure if you contact Bloke, you could, you know, make another dollar donation or whatever. He did have Angelina on his live stream the day he did the drawing. She had a big, huge, happy smile on her. She was bright as could be. And then you remember that she's a 10-year-old fighting for her life. And then you see the joy on her face. And man, if that doesn't give you inspiration, then something's wrong with you. But thank you to everybody out there that got involved in that. I appreciate it, and I didn't really have anything to do with it.
All right. New York Outcast is out of here. See you later. Appreciate you stopping by. And I don't know, is G Webb's doing his Minuteman University this afternoon? I don't know if he is or not, but he normally does. Well, he has done in the past. So I want to say thank you all for being here. I really do appreciate it. And I will be back here again next week at 3 p.m. Eastern, the only time zone that matters. And Wednesday night for Shooting with Disabilities at 7 p.m. Eastern. You know? Oh, I do have one last thing. I got a question. Everybody talks about the East Coast, you know, Eastern time, Central time. Then they go over to Pacific time. But isn't there a Mountain time? I thought the United States had 4 time zones.
Yeah, there's a Mountain time. And then
Nobody seems to mention the Mountain time.
yeah,
You know?
but I think G-Webs would probably know the answer way better than me, but I think Arizona doesn't use the daylight savings thing either.
No. So so half the year they're on Pacific time, the other half I think they're on Central time or some shit. How it works, I don't know.
But
But
last
it's weird.
I remember, we still use Mountain time. I haven't heard it in quite a while, but as far as I remember, we still have a Mountain time.
Yeah, G Web says only about 65 people live in Mountain time. Yeah, I just couldn't, because you hear all this stuff. Everybody goes, Eastern, Central, Pacific. I'm thinking, oh, hang on, there's one in between all that. There's Mountain time, but they don't seem to talk about it much. That's all. All right, I'm out of here, guys. I finally made it to 4 o'clock, so I'm calling it quits. I'm gonna go I'll throw some burgers on the grill. I think burgers. No, actually, no. I bought some. I'm going to grill some pork chops. I remember I bought some yesterday. Damn, my memory's going. So I'm going to grill some pork chops. So I will see you all later. Thanks for being here, and have a good afternoon, evening. Thank you all very much.
Shut up, infringed.